Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're making this nail art design. It's quite kind of a greeny teal kind of color, I guess. Very bright. Greens are not often a color on my channel, so a bit of a difference on the channel. I feel like I'm kind of picking up different things recently. So the idea behind today's design was to bring you guys different techniques and different nail art designs that are currently very, very trendy. So those animal print looks, those, droplets, those 3D gels and everything like that, I am going to attempt to show you guys step by step how to do today. So I wanted to go for green because today's design, there isn't really necessarily like a proper theme. It's more literally just kind of putting together different techniques that are very, very popular right now. And I wanted to show you. So green, obviously, I just never do it. So it's nice to have a bit of an excuse to pick it up. So the first technique that I want to mention is what I'm doing right now. So you might have noticed quite very often these days, you see those ombre looks. It's usually done with like an airbrush where the center is like this circle ombre. So I don't have one of those machines, and unless you're going to get a sponge or something like that and just dab away and create that, you're going to really struggle to do that. So my idea to do that was to actually blend the two colors, so have the one shade in the center and then the two other colors, well, one color but on the top and at the bottom, and then blend it together to create that kind of look. And you know what? When I did the first layer, I wasn't too sure if it's working, but when I did the second, I thought it actually worked pretty well, especially later when you do the rest of the design on top of it. It kind of draws away from attention from the blend and everything, and then it just literally feel like it's got that, ombre center. So on the other nail, I thought I'll switch up the colors and have the green in the center and then the, what is this color, bluey one on the outer sides, and then blend that again together. Obviously we had two nails that are nude and then one nail that's fully green. So now on the two nude nails, we're going to grab the white and outline a French tip, a smile line. And then I just did that on my previous video if you've watched or are regular on my channel, but we're going to actually do an ombre on the French tip. So with the white, I'm going to keep the white at the top, and then halfway down the tip, you just want to colour in with the white, and then the other half, you want to colour in with whichever colour you want to, ombre. So because I've got two, I thought I will just switch it up with the colours. So one nail I'm going to do with the green, and the next nail I'm going to repeat and do with the, it's still green. I don't know, why am I having a hard time to describe this colour? No idea. Let me know in the comments. But this is the first one. I do show both, so not to worry, I'll show you how to do both. It's the same steps, but just so you see it. And then again, off camera, I will go ahead and do another coat as well. Especially with ombres, you kind of just always need a couple coats, unless you're like the best pro ever. But I feel like the second and the third coat, if you need it, always just brings that ombre together and creates that seamless look. So here's the second one. Again, just repeating every single step I just did, but with the other colour. I would often actually shy away from these kind of designs. They always looked very intimidating, a bit hard, I thought. But actually, not too bad. I mean, if you're not too familiar with an ombre brush, like you're not too comfortable using one, you can absolutely do it with a sponge too. But yeah, I've just always kind of been using the brush these days. Although I have to say, there has been a time, and a long time, where I did and only was a sponge girl. Like, I would absolutely refuse the ombre brush completely. I just didn't know how to use it, and I just thought it was impossible, and it just could never happen until it did. So it just shows nails are just constant practices. Like, you just keep having to do it. And even like I just did here, like I will still get the French tip wrong. I will need to clean it up and crispen it up. Like, no matter, I feel like how long you're in nails, like you always make a mistake here and there. But here goes the green, and then you want to again ombre that together, and then off that goes into lamp, and then quickly I'll do another coat, and then we can get cracking with the rest of the design. Quick disclaimer though, I did manage to lose a bit of footage, but we'll get to that in a second after I'm done with this part of the video. So on both French tip nails, we're going to do the animal print, and this one is so fun to do and so easy. Like, it's the most easiest one ever. You just want to do these swipes, and the further away you're getting, the more you want to like pick up your brush so it gets thinner and so on. Like, just keep repeating it and you've got yourself an animal print. Alternatively, just use a stamper and just stamp away. Like, you always get it perfect that way if you're a bit too unsure on your hand painting animal pattern skills. If you're a bit unsure, then I would recommend that as your next kind of step. But here's the one, and we'll do another one now. So whilst I'm doing that, I'll explain my little mishap I've had. So on that full green nail, I went in and I wanted to do that look where it looks like, I don't know, I guess it's like foamy beach, I guess. You'll see in a moment already being done, but I'll just quickly walk you step by step how I did it, and it's very simple too. You want to grab some white and mix it in with some base coat because you kind of want it a little bit more sheer. Apply it across the whole nail on top of that green, and then using a glossy top coat, just completely clear, just straight from the bottle, pop it on your plate, and then dip in a dotting tool and just dip away basically on top of the wet layer of that sheer white that you've created, and then it will just start blooming away and creating that little dotted look. So sorry I managed to lose that footage. I'm really sorry, but very simple, and I'm sure I will repeat that on my channel, or maybe that's already out there somewhere already, worth a look. But yeah, now on to the next one. So on this one, I did a butterfly nail art design recently, and I had a nail just like this, very similar there. This one's really fun because you can be quite creative with like where you put your lines. You can really switch it up and just never make it identical kind of thing, and it will always look like a new nail. So I had a bit of fun. I kind of outlined. This one just gives me butterfly look. On the video I did like little dots on the black part only and stuff like that, just to really kind of enhance that look. But on this one I didn't. I just wanted to keep it simple. Not sure if it has a name, this nail. I feel like I'm just using a lot of different techniques, different designs. I don't even quite know how I'm gonna title today's video, to be honest. There isn't really a straight theme, but I'll see. And here it is. I am using the Madam Glam nail art gel in the shade black, and I did that strategically because I knew there was a lot of black outlining going on today, and I did not want to be going in with a second coat. Blacks, you really want to be kind of working in a thin layer, especially gel polishes, because it's a very harsh colour, and the lamp will have a hard time curing it. So if you do a big thick layer to avoid doing a second coat, likely it will wrinkle in the lamp. So you have to be quite thin with it. So picking up a nail art gel such as this one is literally going to be a godsend for you, and it was for me today, because literally every single nail, it felt like pretty much had a black on them. Now on this one, I'm just going to do an outline all around just the border of the nail, an outline with the black. And then I'm going to pop that into the lamp for a cure. If you wanted to, everything we just did with the black, you could do after the matte top coat to create a nice little shiny touch. But I decided to do it before on this one today. So after this one's done, that will go into the lamp for a cure, and then we can start applying our matte top coat, which is going on now. I am using the Vanillisa one today. It's alright, it does the job. I'm not mad at it, to be honest. My favourite is the Madam Glam Velvet matte top coat. It really does create a lovely finishing look to it, but sometimes you just gotta have to pick the ease of ordering, and I'm in the UK, so getting it from America sometimes quite time consuming, and you know, all of that kind of stuff. And this one I can just get on Amazon Prime, so sometimes you gotta have to make those hard decisions. So off they go into the lamp for a cure. Now, quick bling time. So on the French tip nails, I'm going to place flowers, a large and a smaller one in the corner, kind of going like diagonally into the nail. And then you want to do the same on the other, but kind of the opposite way. And then pop that in the lamp for a cure. We've got quite a lot of flowers going on actually today. The next one up is this one. There we go. There's that kind of dotted look that I created. So on this one I did like a mix of different, like a bow, some bluey charm. I just kind of wanted to tie the blue in. The blue charms aren't quite the same shade as the blue we've got going on, but it just is what it is. But look at that ombre in the background right now. Like, that's unreal. I love the way it looks. The matte really brings it all out. I love it. Really happy. So now on this one I'll pop the flowers on the black line there. So there goes the two flowers. And then last but not least, on this one, I'm actually going to place 2 little flowers, and then I will place some caviar beads on there too, but that will be in a moment. So all of them are currently curing. I'm going to take the caviar beads, I'm going to sprinkle them on my palette, which I'm doing now, and then we're going to get cracking because there's quite a lot of caviar beads going on. Literally every single nail has some caviar beads going on, so buckle up because we're going to do it, and we're going to do it together. So each flower, of course, is going to have a center with some caviar beads, and then basically underneath it, above it, and then as the 2 flowers meet on the corners is where I'm going to also place some caviar beads. Here we go. And you basically want to do that on every single floral nail charm that we've got. So same thing, a Rhinestone glue gel, pop that down. I am using a dotting tool to do that, and it's been a recent switch up for me, and I'm actually quite enjoying it. I am, and I might even be doing that for actual proper nail art placements as well. Rather than my brush. I actually chucked my brush in a bin today, so it's just gonna have to be. I do have other ones I could, I guess, use, but I don't know, sometimes it just cures, like the brush cures with the gel, and I do absolutely my literally hardest to keep it away from the lamp and everything, but it just happens, and for the past couple of days I've been trying to fix it, and I have, and then it happened again, and it just get a bit frustrating, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to try the dotting tool again, because I used to do it like that, and literally night and day. Prefer it this way 100%. So it's back in the game. Now on the last nail here, we're going to just finish it up again with those caviar beads, pop it in between, pop that into the lamp for a cure. Once it's out, we'll do the 3D looks. The rhinestone glue jar I'm using today is from Macart. I've always used that on my channel. If you're ever curious, it's literally been a lifetime since I've ever changed it. So literally just dip it in and just scrape and just create a lines. It's as simple as that pretty much. You really want to though coat your brush with it though, and very like kind of gently approach it. You don't want to be too harsh with it, because then you won't create that 3D look. You kind of want to like guide the gel where you want it and scrape your brush. And then here are some dots too, and here are the final results. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I would love to see you all in my next video. Bye guys.